You know, we usually think of medical innovation flowing from west to east, right? But what if I told you a massive shift is happening in the complete opposite direction? We're about to dive into why more and more Westerners are traveling thousands of miles, not for a vacation, but for surgery.
Okay, so let's start with a story that honestly sounds almost impossible if you're used to Western healthcare. This is Kristen Fischer, an American who lives in Delhi. She has a pretty common accident, a deep cut on her thumb. So she hops on her bike, goes to a local hospital, gets treated, and is back home in less than an hour. And then she gets the bill.
Get this. The total cost for her entire hospital visit was 50 rupees. That's about 60 cents in US dollars. I'm not talking about a copay or a deductible. That was the whole bill. For most of us, that just doesn't compute. So the big question is, how is that possible? And does this only work for minor cuts, or are we talking about major life-saving procedures too?
To really get why people are flocking to places like India, we first have to understand what's pushing them away from home. It turns out that patients from different Western countries are facing two very different but equally powerful reasons to look for care somewhere else.
It really boils down to two huge but totally different problems. If you're in the United States, it's all about the crippling costs. One medical emergency can literally risk financial ruin. But then you look at places like the UK, Canada, or Australia. The problem isn't the money, it's the time. We're talking about debilitatingly long waits for specialists that can drag on for months and sometimes even years.
And this is exactly where India's private healthcare sector comes into the picture. It's offering a potential solution to both of these problems, and it really focuses on three key pillars.
The whole value proposition is built on 1. Being incredibly cost-effective, 2. Meeting world-class quality standards, and 3. Offering immediate access to care. All right, so let's break down what that actually looks like.
Okay, let's talk numbers, because this is where it gets wild, especially for Americans. A heart bypass surgery that could cost you up to $200,000 in the US might be under $10,000 in India. We're talking savings of up to 90%. These aren't just discounts. For a lot of people, this is the difference between getting an essential surgery and not getting it at all.
Now, for folks coming from Canada or the UK, it's a completely different ballgame. The main driver isn't cost, it's time. I mean, can you imagine waiting over 2 years in chronic pain for a hip replacement? That's a reality in some public systems. In India's private hospitals, that same surgery gets scheduled almost immediately. It's a direct solution for a life that's been put on hold. So I know what you're thinking. It's cheaper, it's faster. So what's the catch? Are you sacrificing quality? Well, all the evidence says no. Many of these top private hospitals in India have JCI accreditation. That's the same international body that certifies top-tier American hospitals. You have doctors trained in the West, they're using cutting-edge technology, and because they see so many complex cases, their level of expertise is just world-class.
But believe it or not, the story doesn't even end in the operating room. What really seems to surprise Western patients is the incredible level of service that surrounds the actual medical care. It's this all-encompassing hospitality-first experience from the moment you decide to go. Seriously, think about it like this. It's medical care combined with a 5-star concierge service. The hospitals have entire departments just for international patients. They'll help you with your medical visa, they'll pick you up from the airport, arrange your hotel, and even help with the little things like getting a local SIM card. The whole point is to remove every last bit of stress so you can just focus on getting better. And you don't have to take my word for it. The patient stories are just wow. Take Marios Ralston from Canada. He went to India to escape those long wait times, but what he really remembered was the people, the wonderful and caring staff who just completely exceeded his expectations. And it's the same story with Catherine Kerr from the UK. She was just blown away by the service, calling her experience outstanding from the second she landed. This personal touch, this feeling that nothing has been a bother, is something you hear over and over again. But maybe the most powerful perspective comes from Meg, who is an Australian nurse. As a medical professional herself, she said she felt safer and more luxurious in India than in any public hospital back home. I mean, when a nurse says that, it really speaks volumes about the standard of care. So when you step back and look at the whole picture, the mind-boggling cost savings, the world-class quality, getting care right away, and this incredible patient experience, it's pretty clear this is more than just a passing trend. This looks like a whole new model for how healthcare can be delivered. And hey, this isn't some well-kept secret. India is already a global powerhouse in this space.
It's officially ranked 10th in the world on the Medical Tourism Index, which is a huge testament to its well-developed system.
And the sheer scale of this, it's huge, and it's getting bigger, fast. The medical tourism market in India is projected to be worth over $13 billion by 2026. That's a massive signal that this model isn't just working, it's poised for some serious growth.
Which, of course, leaves us with one final, pretty provocative question. As the problems of high costs and long wait times just keep getting worse in the West, are we looking at the future of healthcare? Could traveling abroad for a major surgery one day become as normal as, booking a flight for a vacation? It's a profound thought, and the shift might already be well underway.